Guys, here is my first attempt at a voiceover. I'm sliding inks in. This is Diamine. I'm doing swatching all the reds, kind of oranges and browns. This is Diamine Syrah. I sped this up 8.5 times. When I sped it up any more than that, because my camera keeps shifting focus as my arm comes into frame, it was making me sick. So 8.5 times. That's how much I've sped this up. Here we have Syrah. This is a pretty color. I like this color, though it's not my favorite of all my dark reds, which you'll see soon. I have a problem with dark reds. I think I was explaining somewhere in this video. Oh, so I just used the sand eraser. And this is deep dark red. This is my favorite. I just used the sand eraser. And what that does is it kind of like erases down bits of the paper, so that if you kind of spill ink in a spot you don't want it, you can sometimes sand erase it away. Not on Tomoe River paper. Absolutely do not use it on Tomoe River paper, but mixed media paper and swatch cards and things like that, it works really well with that. Yes, so deep dark red. This is, I forgot the edges of Syrah. I had actually done a version of this video where I don't do the voiceover and I just put music on, and I put like, I had such a blast last night with the YouTube music, the free stuff, because I love accordions and horns. And so I had that kind of Parisian accordion music going, and then it went into like mariachi music, and my son was like, yeah, no, don't do that. Maybe try doing a voiceover. So I guess we'll see which one wins. We're doing Oxblood now. I thought for sure I wouldn't have anything to talk about, but look at me, I'm just babbling away. So yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well with this painting thing. It's actually pretty beneficial because I'm getting some brush control. I really like these cheap Derwent brushes. They're really, not Derwent. Ugh. What are they called? Oh, I'm completely blanking. You know what? One's right in front of me. Let me see. And let's see. Where is it? Anyways, yes, we're still on Writer's Blood. I've lost my brush. Oh, here it is. Doesn't say. It's not Derwent. What is it? It's Daler-Rowney. Daler-Rowney cheap brushes from Poundland, which would be like going and buying your brushes at the dollar store. But they're really good because they've kind of got a snap. They're not as good as, Princeton snap brushes, which are kind of my favorites. I know that might not be cool. What ink is this? I missed it. I guess I'll have to wait till I see when I write it down. See? I shouldn't be doing these voiceovers, but this is very on brand. Oh, this is Dragon's Blood. Yeah, because I saw that sheen and the shimmer. Not sheen, shimmer. Yeah, I've got a giant sample of this. My friend buys inks and then gives me half. So it is very shimmery. And the lighting has changed. And I've remembered I wanted to swatch the colors on the caps. So I'm going back and doing the bottles I did the day before. And I wish I could figure out how to keep the focus from shifting so much. I might kind of just do it on my white IKEA desk table. And I've also thought about moving down to my shed, because that's also by a window, because the window makes it so I can record on my phone, and it sounds pretty good because it's bouncing the sound or some such nonsense. I don't understand the science behind it, but I saw somebody in a video saying how to make YouTube videos on the cheap. That was one of the advices, is sit at a desk in front of a window. And so I took it to heart, and it worked. And I've actually had some of my friends ask, hey, what microphone are you using? And it's like, just my phone. That's all, folks. Monaco Red. This one's pretty, and when I swatched this one, I thought, this is reminding me of kind of a lighter, whatchamaface? God, I'm great at this. Ancient Copper. So then I decided I had to do Ancient Copper and the kind of oranges, and then from that I had to do the kind of one yellowy color. So there we go. Now I've completely forgotten, I might as well just say it now while I remember. I've completely forgotten to do Cocoa Shimmer. It's like nowhere in this video. So I'll just show it in like the next chunk of Diamine swatching. I'll just show you the card that I did later. This is Poppy Red. As I mentioned later in the video, I have no idea why I bought this red. I think I was thinking of mixing, but it's so bright. There's no way that's going to work for me journaling. Maybe in letters. I'm wondering, because I've been struggling with my currently inked choices this month, if I should just have pens for letters, because certain colors just aren't working for me in my journal. I don't like the writing to knock back all the photos and things. Like, if that's the most prominent thing, the color of the writing, I don't like it. It bothers me a lot. So yeah, I like either desaturated or darker kind of inks. Ah, we're already in Ancient Copper. This is going pretty quickly. Oh no, it's not. We're only 6 minutes and 49 seconds in. And I'm just talking with my fist squished into my face, so if I sound kind of weird and muffled and like I just put marbles in my mouth, that will be why. I love Ancient Copper. It's such a pretty color. And I just wrote, at the end of June, my Platinum Dry that had that in. I had it in forever. I'm really struggling with, I have some favorite pens and I just want to use those. I don't want to use any of the other pens I've got. But I feel like I should. I don't know whether I'm being influenced by other people who feel like they should. Ooh, Autumn Oak. I use this every fall. And I put this in my Kaweco Student 70s Soul. It's just perfect. The nib's perfect for it. Everything, yeah, the whole vibe of that. And the autumn is perfect. And this color is similar to Martian, Color vs. Martian, but Color vs. Martian is a bit weirder. It's kind of got an eerier yellowish undertone and it's more like quinacridone gold. And this color reminds me a little bit, I think, more of Aussie Red Gold, if we're talking Daniel Smith watercolors. Oh, look at me. I figured out if I use the larger brush that came in that packet. Look how much faster this is going. All this time I've spent doing these cards with this tiny brush. It's not as accurate, so now I need to learn to control this brush. But I'm pretty sure I can do it. I did have a bit of temptation where I thought I'd go to my Princeton snap brush and just buy another Princeton snap brush for watercolor. But I thought, this is ridiculous. I've got brushes. Just figure out how to use them, the ones I've got. Now for the flip throughs. Hopefully I'm not too loud because I'm standing with my face right next to the phone. So these are all the Diamine reds, yellows, oranges, and browns. We have Diamine Ancient Copper. I was planning to only do reds, but when I did Monaco, it was kind of like an orangey, like a lighter version of Ancient Copper. So these are alphabetical order. There's Autumn Oak. This is so pretty. It's just like a... reminds me of a watercolor called Aussie Red Gold, I think. Kind of a quinacridone kind of color, though Martian's a little bit more quinacridone. Hopefully I'm not Color vs. Martian. Too loud because I didn't pull out Diamine Brandy Snap. Okay, well, Diamine Brandy Snap. So these are all the Diamine. Because I was having to move things from, and I didn't pull out chocolate from the cards. So Brandy Snap and Chocolate Brown are in my currently inked, so you'll see those in there. Deep Dark Red I remembered to pull out because I actually re-swatched it, completely forgetting the plan. Dragon's Blood. Now, I thought that Dragon's Blood was going to be basically red dragon, just a little bit, with a little bit of sheen or shimmer. There's a lot of shimmer. And let's see, the shimmer test. Yep, comes off on your finger. Golden Sands, also a lot of shimmer. A little bit more subtle here. Yep, comes off on your finger. This one I spilled something and smeared it. I'm not doing it again. Diamine Merlot on the Tomoe River is a little bit more of a purpley burgundy kind of color. On this, it looks kind of a dark red burgundy. So, been a while since I was able to drink wines. I don't know. Maybe it's Merlot colored? Monaco Red. This is the one that if you look at... Let me get it back. Look at it out. Flip back to it. So there's Ancient Copper. Monaco Red is kind of just like a lighter version of Ancient Copper to my eyes. Flip the page. Oxblood. This is one of my favorites. I go back to this quite often. This one works really well in Sailor Medium Fine Nibs. Diamine Poppy Red. I'm not sure what possessed me to buy this. I like it better on this than I do on the Tomoe River. It's kind of pinky on the Tomoe River, but on this it's kind of a little bit more orangey. Maybe I bought it as a mixing color. I'm very attracted to the idea of mixing things. Here's Red Dragon, the new one that everybody raves about, and I wanted to see. It's very pretty. It's like a lighter, more visibly red version of kind of my favorite shades of ink. Which Deep Dark Red is still my favorite, even after swatching all these. Syrah. I hear a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Syrah. I think it's kind of a little bit more magenta-y. My son told me that I'm supposed to be swatching magenta with the purples because of one part this, two parts that, something sciencey. Diamine Rider's Blood. This is so wet. It just blurbed off the glass nib. I have used this once in a pen that was like a wet rider, and that was such a bad idea. So if I have a dry rider, that's what I'm going to be using this for. Because I think it might even be wetter than Pilot Irashizuku inks. So yeah, that's that. That's the reds, browns, golds that I've got from Diamine. Thank you.